Hello there, I'm Aldrahill. Welcome back to Victoria 2. We are Kingdom of Spain. We are unfortunately in a war against Sardinia, but I do believe that Two Sicilies should kick their asses pretty intensely, because it is the Sicilian War of Genoese Freedom, and they have like 17 goddamn divisions, so this is not really an issue. Brigades even. So we should be fine. I shouldn't even need to really get involved here. We can hope. We're just gonna siege down the rebel provinces that exist, and we should be good. What I really want to do is I would like to start justifying on taking Venezuela, and I want to keep an eye on make sure that the US doesn't try and grab them, or the UK doesn't try and grab them either. It'd be unfortunate, but eventually we can puppet Venezuela and then also Ecuador, and we can really start to make some power out of that. Hey now, what are you doing? You stop that. You stop that now. You stop that. Come on. Stop that guy. There we go. I think we can safely de-siege now as well. Where are they going? Kiddies? That's fine. Oh my god, thank god I didn't turn that off then. Thank god I didn't turn that off. God, seriously. I do believe we have quite a lot of colonists ask what happened in the French campaign. Well, go watch the last episode on my YouTube channel, man, and you will see what happened in that French campaign. Oh, you will see. You will see. They're going to Cordoba. Shite. No, no. Oh my god, I pressed escape in the wrong place. Make sure I overwhelm the rebels. Soon we can demobilize and deal with all these damn rebels everywhere. Whoa, hey now. Just stay there. God damn it. Well, at least the armies are getting dealt with pretty easily. Yes, I know. I lost half my bloody fort ships now. Just trying to build transports. God. Alright, there we go. And biologism is now done. Which is great. So there we go. We're going to start to get that education efficiency. Next up, industry is probably a good thing to get. Things like inorganic chemistry. There's a lot of prestige bonuses, but mainly I want the increase. Actually, there's not a lot here, which is very useful. Supply limit's pretty good. Inorganic chemistry is when you start getting some really good stuff. So things that actually increase my throughput tech I can work on later. And money I'm actually fine with. So I think culture is really what I should be focusing on. So things like realism to try and get more prestige, because my grasp on prestige is pretty tenuous. Getting more of that would be great. I do need to start building up everything. Other countries have a lot of factories. So I think we need to be building factories like now, honestly. So what we're going to do is we are going to demobilize. There we go. Hierarchical order, I don't care. Can you please peace out? Don't land these soldiers on me. And we are going to need to build some factories in this area. So among the first factories we're going to need steel factories. To be honest, I think I should have built this a lot sooner. Yeah, I definitely should have. And in Toledo as well, we'll build some steel factories. I have some laws that I can enact. That's colonists. No, not really, because I have a reactionary government. The only things I can enact are moving back. I can only remove laws, and I do not want to do any of that. That will mess things up pretty badly. My elder brings the boys to the yard, and damn right, he's better than yours. You know it, my friend. You know it. So one thing we want to consider is we actually would be really good if we could start to... First of all, more steel in general is a great plan. But working on factories that make cash is of principal importance. And so some of the most useful factories are wineries, but primarily are liquories. Is that a term? But the places that make liquor are really good. So if we look at this, so liquor distilleries require glass, fruit, and wheat. This has fruit and wheat, and I'm not going to be able to get glass here, but this is a great place to build a liquor distillery. I'm not going to be able to get a lot of employment out of these bad boys, but it's still worth it. And again over here, another steel mill is a great plan. Steel is always useful. I'm not going to get as much value as I think I could, but, you know, what are you going to do? And anywhere I can build glass is also a really good shout. So here, there's actually wheat as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build a glass factory. And I'm also going to build, its liquor is made from grains. Winery, unfortunately, is just made from fruit. So I will build a liquor distillery here. And over here, I will build a winery. And I will also build a glassmakers. That's a good idea, I think. And I think in Leon... Yeah, that's good. That's good. X Marianax says, I haven't experienced Victoria 2. How does it compare Seeker to E4, Hoi 4? That's a really hard question, because it doesn't really compare. It's just a very different game. It's just a super different game. I mean, you can't really... oh god, I almost spam clicked that. You can't really compare it. They are very different in how they play and how they act and what you do. But they are still... I mean, they're still paradox games. The key thing is knowing the economy and also knowing when to fling yourself into interesting things. Like, take this event, for example. This is the Polish uprising, which is an historical uprising that occurred and resulted in something called Congress Poland, where basically they broke away from, like, Russia and Prussia and all these people and made their own country. And it's the kind of formation of Poland because Poland has had a really bad time all the way through history. Seriously, really awful time. And in fact, Poland was one of the few European massive supporters of Napoleon because they thought Napoleon essentially promised the Poles that he would fight for their independence. Napoleon only cared about that because it weakened the Prussians, the Austrians, and the Russians, because Poland is kind of like in between all those countries, or rather constitutes part of those countries. And it was like, oh yeah, we'll join you. And so a lot of Polish soldiers actually fought in the French army, but they just fucked them. Seriously, Napoleon messed up Poland. Even though this sounds such a similar name, Napoleon, Poland. And so they kept rebelling a couple times. Polish uprising, Poles and the Russian Empire, together with some of the nationalities of the territory, the former Polish-Lithuania Commonwealth, started a general uprising against the Russian government. There's an outcry from some sectors of our population to support the Polish freedom, but there wouldn't be any problem. So we can help them in any way we can, and we can give them 20 grand, which is basically no money for us. We have so much money. And we lose small arms, ammunition, canned goods, and all that. And we also get an alliance with them, and our relationship changes with the Russian Empire, okay? Or we can condemn their actions and just say, very naughty, Russia. Stay neutral, no one cares, except for Poland. Or pronounce our support for the Russian Empire, which basically means it's a great way to get favor with Russia. But here's the thing. I hate Russia. If I can weaken Russia in any way, shape, or form, I will. So I will help the Poles in any way I can. But I do not then... What? I do not then join the country. Which is what's so weird. I actually don't then join their war. I don't know why this is, but I don't. I'm now going to turn down maintenance, because... Wait, what's this? What's all the... Oh, it's because I have no supplies, because I set all my supplies. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine now. So I didn't get anything, except I gained a bunch of bonuses. Unfortunately, Russia and also Badliskia Yelberna are all getting stuck in on this. And Krakow wishes to try and rebel, but they're not going to survive that either. It's really sad. It's very sad. They're going to definitely lose. I've never seen them win on their own. I could try and help them, but it's a foregone conclusion. They're going to die, you know? So we're going to wait it out and see what we can do. My hope right now, what I can do with Sardinia is I can just peace out with them. In fact, I can do that right now. We can white peace. They made me in charge. Because this is the thing. I actually don't want two Sicilies to get too powerful. I want things weak. Because then I can keep them as an ally. Because once they become a great power, I don't get them as an ally anymore. And so here we are. We do have the beginnings of our factory construction. They're going to take a little while to build. Unfortunately, we are not buying the materials properly yet. But at least we are starting to get the stuff. It's going to take a year to build. A couple of years in some cases. I probably should have done this a couple of years ago, but the thing is, I am at the moment one of the last nations to industrialize, which is not great. But my low education is not good. But I will now be able to very quickly propel factories up, right? But it is based on, the thing is, it's not based on numbers of factories. It's based on the proportion of my population that are craftsmen. It's by employed craftsmen. So I need to consider what value I can get from these guys, you know? So over here it's more iron. In Valencia, to be honest, more of this is good. But also some glass factories. It's about what makes money. And liquor makes money. So liquor and wine and glass and steel is the way to go. It's just what works. Taking Portugal will be really good as well, but that's a long way off. I do need to be in a war with the UK. Be good. Ooh, Haiti. All right, I have removed them from the sphere of the US. Oh baby. So that's a great time to try and justify on them if you can remove them from a sphere and also declare war on them and stuff. Call ally from the UK. Unfortunately, they've now called me into the Opium War. But that's a war that finishes very quickly. Hey, the UK is helping me out. Thanks, UK. Holy site disturbed. The things have gone from bad to worse. Where the colonial police in pursuit of two locals, especially murdering a colonial official, happened to disturb a shrine of some importance. Who gives a hoot about religion or the beliefs? No one cares. I can deal with militancy. This means I have to kill people, which is fine by me. We're gonna have to wait a little while. Unfortunately, our infamy reduction is gonna be very slow, thanks to the fact that we're, you know, in a war against Qing government. Oh, and also we need to take a look at this. Yep, look at that. These guys are all 4%. Really should be paying attention to this. Nice. Nice. Okay, so where is the 4%? 4%, 4%, 4%, 2.6%. So let's go to intellectuals. Spanish Andalusia, 4%. Granada, 2.9. Intellectuals. Galicia, don't care about Galicia. Extremadura. And that's it. That's basically it. Now we just need to focus on soldier pops. So Valencia is a great one's already got soldiers. Spanish Catalonia, soldiers. Now that we've got the intellectuals necessary, we want to focus on soldiery until it's necessary to build craftsmen. And then once we can start propelling craftsmen, we can start shooting up in the great power, and we're going to get more money, more population, and then start getting more soldiers. But for now, let's just get a couple extra soldiers in the main pops centers. I had to kill people, which is fine by me. Out of context quotes. That's right. You know it, baby. We do have a little bit of rebellion risk. In fact, it's actually 12% from Jacobin rebels. That's super bad. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to send our navy over here. And what that's going to do is that should bring our dudes. We're going to try and bring our armies from the west all the way over here. I would like to now justify, and there's the Jacobins. Oh, good. Just as I turn it down. Seriously. Luckily, the UK are here trying to help me out a little bit, which is real nice of them. We're going to bring our army over, and then I think we should try to consider invading Venezuela. Which we do need to do pretty soon. They are allied with Peru, but it's not really a problem. Okay. Alright. I mean, getting Portugal is like a more late game option. I'm probably not going to do that until like 1870, not until I have factories and all that good stuff. Alright, come on ships, where are you? Hurry up. Luckily we're making piles of cash, which is good. Let's go to Madrid and try getting some dig in, shall we? Here's Portugal, who apparently are my ally. Oh, yes, because they're helping. They're actually in the same war as me, aren't they? They are. So they're here to fight. Oh, they're helping me fight. Yeah, no revolution, thank you. Beat them down. Spain, what are the special events? Primarily concerned with getting unique CBs against North America and being able to get some cool stuff. I would like to try and form Iberia, which requires me to invade Portugal as well as conquer Gibraltar. That's a much more late game option, not until 1870s to 1880s, I think, really. Unfortunately, I'm currently involved in the Second Opium War, the negotiate an unequal treaty, but to be honest, I don't have to do anything for this, and the UK will likely just win it on their own. Though it's important to consider, I actually do have soldiers over here. It's not good. I'm not 100% sure on all the individual events. I also need to pay attention to America, because in 5 years' time, in fact, there's going to be the Civil War, and it's going to be super important to try and grab a state from America if I can do so. For example, like, because the thing is, it's like acquire state, right? Is 11 infamy. Place in the sun is colonial. I don't want that. Oh, I can't get to free people. Manufacture justification for declaring war with a free people war goal. It'll take 163 days. All right. I still don't understand what liberate country and free people do. But regardless, there are a few states here that we can grab. For starters, California is one state, which is mad. And there's not a lot of population in them. Don't get like California, all the nut jobs left there. What are you talking about? But there is a lot of precious metals, and that's a pile of cash. Hey, Patch, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. This is HFM. So we also do have Texas. Texas is a fantastic state because, well, it's not that great at the start, but it gets better as population goes up and things start to change to oil. And then over here, there is some coal. The problem is all of this Western and Southern America, it's pretty useless at the start because there's no one who lives there and the resources are crap. It's the Northeast where the majority of the industrial stuff is. But there's, there's some resources you can get. It's a lot of RGOs. And also just weakening the US in general is a good idea. Because we need to consolidate our bases. Thankfully, these guys are helping us out, which is good. Hello. So let's get our army back home. Basically, our entire army is all the way over here. Which I don't really want. Come on. Take your time. Jesus Christ. Good. We can take essentially the entire fleet. There we go. Look at that. The rebels help them. They help us with the rebels, no problem. Love it. There's a big benefit for having the UK as an ally at this time. It allows me to consolidate power. It allows me to build myself up a little bit and get myself in a good position for a little while. Let's take a look at this in terms of intellectualisms. So yeah, we're looking. It's not great. It could be better. The first factories are now getting built in what's the good state? Not Valencia. The Valencia is useful. Leon Castile. So we do have a steel and we do have a glass factory. So let's take a look at their propensity to actually move over. So I want to focus on these guys. I don't want people to be moving away from coal, but I don't really care about grain. So currently we're at 11% craftsmen because there's 10% because they have factories. And it's 1% because literacy over 30. And that goes up every 5%, I think, by a small increment. So to be honest, focusing craftsmen is useful, but not so much at the moment. RGOs are a little bit better for me to focus on for at least a couple years, especially not until I have more in general. Let's check this down. God damn, though. You done anything to Ming yet? Come on, there we go. Oh no, I'm getting. Oh no, they're invading. Good, good, good. I thought it was me. All right, we got some realism. Getting impressionism would help, as would industry. Inorganic chemistry does have quite a lot of stuff. Oh, it does have pop growth, doesn't it? No, I have to have a literacy above 40%. So it's not worth it getting inorganic chemistry until you have a literacy rate of over 40%. Because otherwise, you can't get... Oh, no, actually, because I have vaccination aerobacteria, it'll be 2%. It'll be a 2% chance of getting that. But not really, until I get... Until I get literacy 40%, it's not really the point. But getting some of these bonuses would be pretty good. Also because they do actually massively increase production output. Getting these is really good. I mean, coal, look at this crap. 230% increase production plus 270% coal production output, which is really useful. And I mean, already I don't make enough, right? Already I don't make enough coal. So I think actually this is getting puddling process is really vital. Because I should have had this a while ago. My research rate isn't very good. This is the problem. My research rate is kind of garbage. So that is affecting my economy. It's a problem. But the thing is, we do have access to quite a lot of RGOs over here in Venezuela and New Granada once we get access to them. But then we'll figure that out in the next episode. Do be sure to leave me a like and a comment on this video. Let me think of this series so far. I was Aldrahill, continue to be. This has been some Victoria 2. Bye-bye.